How does judicial review use original intent versus a living constitution? Imagine a court faced with a law that was written over a century ago, addressing issues that may no longer be relevant today. How does the judiciary decide whether to interpret that law based on what the lawmakers originally intended or to adapt it to contemporary society? This question lies at the heart of how judicial review functions within the United States legal system. Judicial review is the process by which courts examine laws and executive actions to determine their constitutionality. When judges engage in judicial review, they often face the challenge of deciding whether to interpret the Constitution through the lens of the original intent of its framers, or to adopt a more flexible approach that considers modern values and societal changes. The original intent approach emphasizes understanding what the writers of the Constitution intended at the time of its drafting. Judges employing this method look at historical documents, debates, and writings from the founding period to discern the meaning behind specific clauses. The goal is to uphold the original principles and prevent judges from imposing their personal beliefs on the law. For example, when considering the Second Amendment, which addresses the right to bear arms, some judges might focus on the historical context of militias and individual rights as understood in the late 18th century. In contrast, the living constitution approach views the document as a dynamic framework that should evolve with society. Proponents argue that the Constitution's broad language and principles allow for interpretation that reflects contemporary values and social realities. When courts adopt this perspective, they may interpret the First Amendment's protections of free speech to include digital expression on social media platforms, recognizing the importance of free communication in the modern world. Judicial review can therefore serve as a battleground between these two philosophies. Courts may lean toward original intent to preserve the stability and predictability of the law, or they might favor a living constitution to ensure the Constitution remains relevant and effective in addressing current issues. Ultimately, the method chosen influences how laws are upheld or struck down, shaping the balance between respecting historical foundations and adapting to societal progress.